Join me in reading the poem Smells by Catherine Worth. It's a really wonderful poem, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's take a look at it together.
If you feel comfortable, please read this poem with me, out loud, because we know that poetry is meant to be read aloud. Whenever we're reading poetry, it's also important to start with the title. The title of this poem is Smells by Catherine Worth. Through all the frozen winter, my nose has grown most lonely for lovely, lovely colored smells that come in springtime only. The purple smell of lilacs, the yellow smell that blows across the air of meadows where bright forsythia grows, the tall pink smell of peach trees, the low white smell of clover, and everywhere the great green smell of grass the whole world over. Yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this poem. Take a look at some of the stanzas with me. For instance, the second stanza, what do you think the poet meant when she says, the purple smell of lilacs? Have you ever thought about smells as being associated with colors? If you know what a lilac bush is, it is purple, and it has a distinctive and very sweet smell to it. Or how about the last line of the second stanza, where it says, where bright forsythia grows. Forsythia is a yellow bush that flowers in the spring. So that would explain the second line there, where it says the yellow smell. And if you look at the last stanza, have you ever thought about the color green having a smell? Well, if you walk outside and a lot of things are green and growing, it does have a particular smell to it. So the poet Catherine Worth has really thought about the way things smell in the spring, and she's brought it to great, great descriptions in her poem. Let's take a look at some of the poetry techniques that Catherine Worth has used in this poem. For instance, let's at first check for our rhyme scheme. Do you remember working with rhyme scheme last time? Let's see how well you remember how to find rhyme scheme. Okay, remember for rhyme scheme, I'm looking at the last word on each line of a stanza. So let's take a closer look at the first stanza. Last word is winter, lonely. Right? Do they rhyme? No. So I'm going to start with the A for winter. We start with the beginning of the alphabet. Lonely, winter. Nope, they don't rhyme. So lonely gets a B. All right, let's keep going. Smells, lonely, winter. What letter should that get? Does it rhyme with lonely? Does it rhyme with winter? Nope. Let's give that a C. How about the fourth line? Only, smells, lonely, winter. Did you hear a word that rhymed? I did too. It rhymes with that second line there. Let's give it a B. Let's go on to our second stanza. Lilacs. Let's start with the A again. Blows, lilacs. No rhyme. How about this one? Meadows, blows, lilacs. Oh, what did you hear? Meadows, blows. Those rhyme. How about the last line? Grows, meadows, blows, lilacs. You guessed it, it all rhymes. Now you work on the last stanza. Go ahead and create the rhyme scheme for the final stanza. If you need to, pause the video so that you can have time to complete this task. Let's see how you did. My first word, trees. Give that an A. Clover, trees. Nope, doesn't rhyme. I'll give it a B. smell clover trees. Nope, I don't hear a rhyme, so let's get that letter C. Over, smell, clover trees. Over and clover, they do rhyme. So let's take a look at the rhyme scheme. So in the first stanza we have A, B, C, B. Second stanza we have A, B, B, B. And the final stanza we have A, B, C, B. It looks like this poet, Catherine Worth, was going for the rhyme scheme of the second line rhyming with the fourth line. And she did keep that pattern throughout. However, in the second stanza, she has 3 words in a row that rhyme. We're going to work with another, going to look for another common tool that poets use. This time we're going to be talking about alliteration. Alliteration is looking at the beginning sounds. So rhyme scheme, and we're talking about rhyme, we're talking about sounds at the end of the word. Alliteration is concerned with words with sounds at the beginning of the words. So a lot of times poets will use alliteration in their poems, and they'll use the same beginning sound. Let's look for examples of alliteration in this poem. Let's reread it again and looking specifically for alliteration. Through all the frozen winter, my nose has grown most lonely for lovely, lovely colored smells that come in springtime only. Okay, well, I see a lot of L's up here. Lonely, lovely, lovely. I might go ahead and underline those words because we have the repetition of the L sound. Lonely, lovely, lovely. Let's look at the next stanza. The purple smell of lilacs, the yellow smell that blows across the air of meadows where bright forsythia grows. Don't see a whole lot there, but let's go down to the third stanza. The tall pink smell of peach trees. Oh, I noticed something here in this first line. The pink smell of peach trees. There's some alliteration. The low white smell of clover, and everywhere the great green smell of grass the whole world over. I notice a lot of G's here. Great, green, and grass. All of these. So yes, we have examples of alliteration in this poem. So this time around, as you're practicing this poem, be aware not only of a rhyme scheme, but also be aware and start looking for those examples of alliteration. Happy reading!